I like the concept of, okay, for instance, let's say you do an anti-rotation, right? I do a ton of anti-rotation with my clients. You're resisting a load, rotating you to the right. If I'm facing this direction, right? Obviously, if it's to the left of me, then I'm resisting that way. But it's an interesting concept of doing anti-rotation, but trying to rotate. So you're isometrically doing rotation, but you're not at the same time. It's the same concept, but it's like flip-flop the other way, which I like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And not a lot of clients can also, one, it's tough to be stable with anti-rotation like that too.
Sure.
Right? And also just think about side plank or a regular plank. How many clients can't even get into like a plank, and now all of a sudden you ask them to press the stick into the ground. That's a plank.
Yeah.
I'm in a plank
for
a minute. I can add hip rotation. I can add thrusting my hip, right? We'd even talk about that with hip mobility.
Yeah. I like, well, the concept of this too, like getting proprioception, or like, there's another word called like it's like, sounds
irradiation.
Like, it sounds like irrigation. What is it? Say it again.
Irradiation.
Irradiation, that's it. Right?
That's from pressing down.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the percentages.
Sure. The fact of irradiation and like making a muscle contract under like a static object, it's easier to get people to have like proprioception and get how to work that muscle, like lat pullovers, for instance, right? Okay, it's very specified, it's for bodybuilders, things like that. But some people, if you need to learn how to engage your lat, you can put a band, you pull the band, you say just hold this contraction, right? This might be a better way of doing what you're trying to do, or getting to the goal of getting people to realize how to connect certain like neural pathways, right? Just like you having a straight arm and then driving down and telling people, okay, you're gonna feel your lat engage, right? Scapular depression, push down as hard as you can. This also seems like another way to get feedback. Another cool thing I guess you could do, so like there's warding patterns. I don't know if they go about that. In this, they do it a little bit in the in motion kind of seminar I was talking about. Warding pattern is when you're applying force, right? Like I'm in this position here, right? I'm applying force to the wall, and then I take off, and I have to turn on and off neural pathways, and I have to be able to adapt. It's the same concept of like get into a lunge position for me. Knee all the way to the ground. Okay, so I'll do it this way so the camera can see. So arms out in front of you, locked out. Good. Okay, so push your hands together. Good. Okay, now from here, I want you to resist the direction that I'm pressing. Okay? But I'm gonna stop. So the goal is you have to turn on and off these pathways and stay, again, the laser's here.
Yep.
Right? And you could play with people this way. Right? Like maybe you have to turn on more because I'm not pushing that much. Maybe you have to turn on less, whatever it is. Maybe you go back and forth, right? It's like, so, okay, now we're getting very specified into what you could train, but you could also do this with this. Like you could verbally cue people, right? Like, okay, 80%, stop. And you maybe can't see the feedback, but they're able to work on turning on and off very quickly.
And you can also, so this may fall more into our strength work and stability work, because we would have to turn sideways, but we could do that. So if you could do the same thing you did, left foot, right foot, lunge.
Lateral lunge?
No, facing that way.
Yep.
Yeah. And you're gonna grab the stick and hand here. Good. And you're gonna have it go above your head, straight up above your head. Good. So now have that right knee come off the ground, and I'm gonna pull the stick down, push it up, pull it, push it, and you have to stay
You're just going
steady.
vertical though with it, up and down.
And you stay in that position.
Sure.
And I'll say what I'm gonna do.
Sure.
Down. Up. Up. Pull. Pull. Push. Push. Up.
Oh, long ways from me.
Down. Good.
Sure.
So that too.
My thing when I get into, like, we could have, again, if you're seeing someone, this is my philosophy with like programming, if you're seeing someone 5 days a week, you can do a lot of fun stuff like this with people, right? Most of the time we see people twice a week. They barely work out on their own, right? So it's like, okay, what are the bread and butter things that we do most?
Bread and butter.
This I like, but it's not within that concept usually.
Yeah, where this falls in for me is partner flow. So you're not there yet because you just haven't done it. You haven't gotten your hands dirty with someone. But like you will have a time on your program when you're warming them up. That's a great dynamic warm up. And on the program, I don't have lunge holding this or high plank with the. I just have partner flow. And then like it's whatever I think Ryan needs that day or what would be good or what we haven't worked on. And then you play with it 5 minutes. But 100%, it's not like a staple that you're doing every time. The raises, the Captain Morgans,
that's in there.
The pressing, staples.
Yeah.